Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Now, let me go ahead and, as we're welcoming people into the room, let me share with you all. I know this is not Wednesday, but I was in a real estate class and I could not get out of it. And I was like, well, it's not going to be Wednesday, but I definitely need to make sure that this still goes as planned. So I definitely want to make sure I have this conversation with people. Definitely let you all know what's going to be happening next Wednesday. And more importantly, just making sure you all know what's going on here as it relates to wellness, even for us women. Okay. So I'm super, super excited to get started. Thank you so much for being flexible and allowing me to do this on today. But I just definitely wanted to make sure that you all got this information because it's super, super important. And more importantly, we need to be talking about this because this is a conversation that impacts ladies, especially as we're looking to get into a situation where we're trying to buy a house. We need to know how to buy a house even in a crowded market. So, thank you so much for joining me. Now, we are about to get started. Let me just go ahead and jump right into it. I have all of my technology things in place, and it looks like we are all ready to go. Now, if you are joining me from Facebook and you leave me a comment, there's a new thing that StreamYard wants us to do, which is to make sure that you give them permission in order for me to see your comment. So I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. I just will only see a comment here. It won't give me your name, so I can't be personable. But if you give Facebook your permission, then StreamYard and Facebook can be able to let me know exactly who you are. So let's go ahead and get started. So today's conversation is all about how to get a home in a crowded market such as this. Now, let me go and allow you all to understand a little bit more who I am for those of you who are new to this particular channel. I am Brandy Harrington. I am a investment realtor, and I want to stop and tell you what that means. I started my career as an investor, meaning before I got licensed, I was actually buying rental properties. And so that experience allowed me to be able to navigate a different mindset as it relates to owning a home. And so I was able to look at investments for obviously tenants, but I had an understanding as to what would help in the marketplace as well as help buyers and sellers because of the knowledge of coming at it in the sense where now I'm looking to help people from an investment side. Real estate is an investment. And so my knowledge and experience of being in the industry of over 15 years has afforded me the opportunity to be able to have 16 manage 16 have 16 units, investment units, Airbnbs, as well as help manage properties for others. So with that knowledge, we're going to have this conversation as it relates to how you can be able to buy a house in this market. So I definitely want to make sure you uh, know exactly where my mindset is so you can understand my strategy. So I'm about strategy. I'm a realtor who manages J. Daniel Realty, and my strategy for my buyers this time of the year is definitely a different market, right? I know we are hearing so many things as it relates to, oh, I'll be glad when it goes back to normal. Well, let me just be honest with you all. The reason why I was in this real estate class yesterday was to help people understand this new normal. We may not ever see normal, quote unquote, again, but that doesn't mean that we can't get in the game. So I definitely want to make sure you listen to this information with the mindset of, again, this is a strategy. I'm a strategist. When it comes down to real estate and being able to help you navigate through this, this is what I do. So I have some notes, so please don't think I'm not I'm looking down. It's just I want to make sure I stay on point and respect the time that we have here. So I have a couple tips that I definitely want to share with you all as to how you can be able to navigate through this market. Now, first and foremost, as you are looking to get into this market, let me talk about the importance of a pre-approval. It is super vital. We know that the market is super competitive right now, and unfortunately, some people don't realize that When you are really trying to get into this market, you have to be ready. The days of, oh, we can go and wait and look to go buy or find my house, then get approved, those days are gone. You have to be ready. And when I mean ready, that means you have to be in the sense where not just a pre-qual, you want to make sure that your approval is, hey, the lender has looked at this, they verified my information, and now we're in a point to be able to go. All we need is the house to put us under contract. If you're not in that particular step, you're really doing yourself a disservice and you're going to get frustrated. Let me just be completely honest. You will be frustrated because you will not have that necessary paperwork in order to even get an offer in. So, talking to your lender, making sure that you are ready is super vital as it relates to this particular time, especially now being that the market is so competitive. The second tip that I want to talk to you all about is when you do get that pre approval, guys, I get it, but please, you may have to look at, contrary to what people are going to tell you. I'm a realist, but I am also a person of faith, and I do believe that things will happen for you and the right house is out there. But you may have to look for a house under your budget. Now, some people may not tell you that, but again, my clients are, we're buying property and we're getting under contract. The point is, you have to think, what if everyone right now is going after the most sought out neighborhoods and they are pricing them super high and you don't have that budget for that? What do you think that's going to do for you? If we're already in a situation where it's super competitive, we have to have a different strategy. And I'm not going to give you all my tips unless you are working with me, but I think that is super important to look at prices and homes a little bit less than your budget. Number three, this is my near and dear point. Guys, if you all are getting any type of funds, any type of gifts, any kind of money that is not in your bank account today, meaning it's here today, you can't, and you need this money to close, then please, please, please stop the process now. And I say that lovingly. And I know you might be like, what do you mean stop now? If the money is not seasoned, meaning you have to have this money in the bank today, and actually should have been in there 60 days prior to us getting started, this will kill the deal. People may not tell you that, your agent may not tell you, they say, oh, we can probably get it done. I'm going to be a realist with you. The money that you need in order to close, if it's coming from anybody, your mother, your cousin, Ray, whoever, okay? If that is the case, guys, the money has to be in the bank before you get started. The lender is going to want to see those funds. You just can't come up here and say, oh, I'm going to pull this money, or I was getting this money and now I'm going to be able to use it, and I need it for this particular transaction and we want to use it. The lender is going to say, no, that is not how that works. You have to have this money in the bank 60 days prior to us getting started, because if not, I can't make a miracle. The lender is not going to allow that to happen. I had a side note for this is, if you have literally had side jobs and side hustles and cash out businesses, guys, and you hadn't been reporting that on your tax return, we can't use it. You could have made $100,000. If you didn't report $100,000, but you're telling me $100,000, I'm going to lovingly tell you we got to be able to file that next year, and you're going to be upset with me. But I'm going to tell you that because you need to understand the lender is not going to let us just give you now this house with this $100,000 that you did not record and report to the IRS. We have to do what's right in order to get this house, okay? The next tip that I have for you is you need to have a real estate agent like myself. I am very much, again, a strategist. I'm going to look at it from a strategy standpoint. If there is something that we can do, again, all within the confinements of my real estate license, so I don't want you to think that, I am going to be able to sit down and help you understand exactly what we need to do, whether it's right now or maybe if we have to wait. I think sometimes we get to a point where let's just be honest. Facebook, Instagram has these filters. We think everybody's doing all these things. I have had plenty of clients who have waited months to be able to buy a house. It's not that they didn't understand the value. They just had to understand the timing. And if we're not in a situation where we have all of the necessary tools right now, then we have to be able to wait until we get everything lined up. But if you work with an agent like myself, I'm teaching you that. I'm teaching you strategy, and then I'm going to teach you what your next steps should look like beyond being in this house. Again, real estate is an investment. And if you want to be able to be in the game, you got to know how to play it. And that's one of the things that my clients can tell you that I've taught them. And even if you're selling your house, I help you understand how to maximize your dollars to ensure that you're able to net the amount of money that you're looking to net. So think about these things. You got to have the right person, not just about likes and who posting. It's about strategy, especially when you're talking about a crowded market such as what we have here. All right, so a couple more points. And if you have any comments, definitely let me know. I would love to hear from you all. But I definitely want to make sure I'm realistic with your expectations on how to buy a house, even through a crowded market such as this. The next point that I have is, guys, I know this may not be the popular thing to say, but again, I want to be honest with you all. You may have to have two houses that you like. One that is like, okay, I love this one the most. And then one is like, okay, I can love this one. It may need some work, but it still has the potential. And again, I'm being honest because if you're set on just one particular house to buy and then that's it, then guess what? You don't even want to look at anything else because all you're saying is that this is the best house. But what if that other house, which is in your price point too, has the potential, may need a little bit of work, meaning it's still going to be able to pass, we'll still be able to buy it. But at the end of the day, you have a house. I think we have to set reasonable expectations. May not be your forever home. But if this is the house that be able to afford you the option to get into this house at the lowest rate right now to be able to command some money again, maybe 2 years from now you can buy upgrade to your another house. Then get in this house right now. Make this house a house that you can be able to at least look at it from, hey, I'm getting into this investment market in the sense where I'm not taking it personal, but I am going to be able to command a different thing or a different amount of money once I am able to get past this financial situation where I need a little bit more money. Well, real estate right now is the only thing where you can have and actually be able to walk away with thousands of dollars in the shortest amount of time. You're not going to do it in the stock market. You're not going to do it in some of these other things that's out here, but you can be able to make money in real estate. But again, from a strategy standpoint, if you can be able to get into this house is offering you pretty much everything that you want, and you look at it from a strategy standpoint to stay here only a couple of years, pull that money out from that equity, and then move to this next house or upgrade your house, then that's how you have to be able to think about the now. We can't get there until right now. Here is where we are, and we need to be able to get this house. And right now, interest rates are still very much competitive. They're at a great point. You want to be able to get in while the rates are where they are, so you can be able to get into a house. And so think about it from that standpoint as it relates to why you need to maybe think about this house in a different manner. Have your first, and if that one didn't go through, think about the second option. The second option is still good. It's just maybe not that house, but it offers you still everything that you need for you and your family's needs. Okay. And then I talked about this, but it's still something I want to be able to make sure we talk about. Guys, I know we are looking at so many different things. We have a lot of different moving parts as it relates to, I say, social media. And so, one of the things I want to be able to be honest with is sometimes we have to look outside of where our expectations are for houses. Maybe it is going to be a different house, maybe in an area that, for whatever reason, I would have never thought about this, but it gives me this, that, and the other. What you have to do is think about the fact that if everyone is going after the same house in the same areas and they're overpopulated and we are seeing the price points grow even more, then you have to just be able to adjust. There's great neighborhoods here. There's still great houses here. There's new construction, and they're in areas where they're still nice. And I think we just have to be realistic as it relates to your expectations for a house. Because right now, with housing shortages where we're seeing lack of resources and supplies. When I get off this live, I'll be honest, I got to head to Lowe's and Home Depot for an investor because we're putting a house on the market. And my contractors, we can't find everything. So I'm telling you that your expectations, and that to say your expectations right now in terms of housing, there aren't a lot right now in the inventory. We're not seeing people the way we had seen in previous years get out of their houses and move to bigger houses. What we're seeing, unfortunately, is people are staying in their housing and they're fixing it up, which is good. But from people who are just getting into the market, like first-time home buyers, there's not an inventory level for you at your price point, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing. What that is also telling me is rents are going up, guys. When I say the reason why I'm telling you that you want to be able to get into this situation and get into a house if you can find one that may not be everything your dream house, but for the next 2 years it'll be your dream house, is because the amount that we're going to see go up in these rental rates. I'm telling you, I have investors who I manage property, and I'm like, wow, okay, this is competitive. They're all talking, right? This is not just something that's coming on my level, right? I don't want you all to see, oh, Brandy said, da, da, da. No, what I'm saying to you is that these investors that are buying up Jackson and the surrounding area they're raising these rates on purpose, right? And the reason for that is to ensure that you're going to have somewhere to stay. You're going to pay these higher prices, and you will pay more in that rental than you would if you purchased a house. And if you're so stuck on, hey, I'm not moving because this is too much, or I don't want to spend this, then you're going to either pay it in rent, and if not more, or you're going to buy a house, fix it up, keep it maintained, as well as make sure you do your part that when you're ready to leave, it's in a condition to be sellable. That's another conversation for another day. But more importantly, you will be able to command some type of ownership right now. I can't stress this enough because we are seeing what the not just Jackson and the Mississippi area is doing. We're seeing nationwide rental rates that are just astronomical. Okay. And you have to see this as a sign that if you haven't been thinking about buying a house, or if you haven't been getting serious, this is the time to do it with the rates they'll be now. If you need a strategy on how to get there, definitely inbox me. Definitely set up a time to talk with me. I'll be more than happy to get you there. But continue to put it off saying, oh, I'll get there, or oh, we'll deal with it later. Later is now. Okay. And then the other point to that is you have to make sure financially, guys, don't let social media think that everybody's just in this position to immediately buy these houses. There has been a lot of people who've had to wait, and they waited and they did their time in the sense where they literally did the necessary steps, whether it was a couple months where it was raising their credit. I get text messages all the time. Guess what? My score is going up, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. Why? Because again, I am into investment real estate in the sense that I'm not just an agent that's here to just tell you, oh, here, let me just show you this TikTok to get you in here and just let you see how easy real estate is. It's not an easy occupation. My strategy and my goal is to help people understand, especially women, the importance of ownership. Your family deserves it. Your children deserve it. And I just think at some point you have to see the beauty for what real estate is, and you have a different mindset when you know that you own your house. And so that's one of my passions. That's why I said this year I'm going to definitely be more transparent with helping you understand how I got to where I am. It didn't happen overnight. I failed in real estate, meaning I had a portfolio of six, I think I had 6 houses at the time. And back in '07, '08, when the market was really bad, I lost every one of them. Okay. All of them, because I didn't know. So when I say I'm talking to you all from 15 years, I'm showing you and explaining to you the reasons why. I've had a person who I've sold a house to, and within 2 years, when she got ready to sell the house again, she netted $30,000. And let me just put this out there. It was in Jackson. So I don't want you to think it's, oh, it must have been somewhere else. It was in Jackson. So I'm not saying I can net every time $30,000 for you. So don't come for me if that doesn't happen. But what I'm explaining to you, that it's possible to create wealth in real estate. And so when I'm sharing that, to say that to you all, to say, stop thinking that it's only one way to create money. We're always going to need a house. You're always going to have somewhere to stay. And until you're in a position to own, then you'll see things a lot differently and you'll strategize differently. If you're looking at everything that's on the market, you're seeing these rental rates go up, you're seeing interest rate goes up, and you know that you really want to get a house, let's not let social media and everybody being flown out to places and doing these things distract you from your biggest goal, which is to buy a house, ladies. Okay. So I just wanted to share these tips with you. I hope this is helpful. I hope you all have found value. Every Wednesday, I'm going to be coming to this channel, talking to you about something that impacts obviously your coins, which is buying a house, but more importantly, how you can be able to come in to what that conversation and realize these are tips and strategies that most people don't want to tell you, but more importantly, you need to know about it. Okay. A couple things that I do want to make sure I share with you all before I get off of this channel is next week we are going to have Turn on the Line, and we're going to be talking about something near and dear to me, which is um, understanding more about how you need to protect your finances, guys. This is a conversation. We're going to have an attorney. She is a estate planner, and she will be talking to you all about this because I definitely want to make sure you all don't miss the tools. As well as, again, we're talking about money, but we're talking about your coins in a sense where we can protect it and making sure that you look at, again, there's generational wealth, and as well as you can be able to gain a lot of, I'm not gonna say a lot, but you can gain financial success from this. So we tune in next week on Wednesday, and we will have some information for you. But we'll have a guest speaker in, and you'll be able to follow her and myself talking about a very important conversation. Also, if you know someone who needs to be in um, home buying seminar. We're having one this Sunday. That's right. This Sunday, I'm going to have a home buying seminar in the comfort of your own home. And all you have to do is register in the link that will be provided. So you just scan over with your phone. You're able to register. We have some seats left. And we're going to have all of the heavy hitters. I'm going to have a loan officer here. And she's going to be giving you tips, as well as you can be able to schedule directly with her an appointment to find out more about your where you stand. If we got some homework to do, guess what? We can get it done. And she's going to be the one to help you. We're going to have a home inspection. Guys, it is so important. I don't care how crazy this market is. Do not ever, 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 never. And you can tell them I told you, ever buy a house without a home inspection. I know it's like, well, I can get the house if I get this home inspection. Can you? Can you risk and afford what you don't know about this house? Again, I'm not going to share all of that, but definitely make sure that on Sunday from 3 to 5, you are in the Zoom house as it relates to this home buying seminar, and that information will be here below. And then we will have an attorney. I mean, guys, I'm pulling everybody out for you. I'm going to have a licensed attorney on the phone who will also be in the conversation, in the room, to be able to know exactly what you need to know, what they're looking for, and so much more. So this is something that, again, it's a free event. All you have to do is register. But more importantly, what you'll learn is the tips and the strategies in greater detail, but more importantly, on how you can be able to buy a house even in a crowded market. So don't forget, register. You'll see the links below, as well as you will have access to ask some questions. This is the time to do it. Where else can you get this information? From the privacy of your own home. So I definitely look forward to seeing you all this Sunday from 3 to 5 for the home buying seminar. And then next week on the same channel at noon, we will have the attorney here talking to you about the importance of your coins. And so I definitely thank you all so much for your help. And excuse me, not your help. Thank you so much for your time today, rather. And thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about this. If you need anything as it relates to questions on how to be able to get into the market, if you want me to be able to look into your situation as it relates to buying a house, DM me and schedule an appointment, and I would love to talk to you all. Thank you all so much for your attention, and please feel free to share this, add people to our group. We're going to be doing a lot of different things as it relates to this particular group, as well as some different events. Yes, ladies, we're going to go on some events, right? We're going to do some things to empower us to not just talk about all these things, but to put some things in action. So I have so many things coming up and in store for you all. And some of it does require us to be in different areas and zip codes. I'll just tell you that right now. So we're going to have some retreats coming up as a part of this wellness group. So I look forward to all of the things that we have coming up. And again, thank you so much. Make sure you add your friends and make sure they are part of this group because it is going to be dynamic. I look forward to talking with you all later. Have a great day. Bye bye.